Oh. Bionicle G3 is here. But I have a slightly different take on G3 Tahoe that I'm here to share today. So without further ado, let's take a look at... Well, let's get the time-lapse on the go. Actually, let's also swivel the tripod around so they can sit a little more comfortably here. And now... Pivot. Pivot. There we go. Send a shot, and now let's get the time-lapse on the go. Now, if anyone wants to design a proper Unit 2 head for this thing, they are more than welcome to. However, in my opinion at least, this is fine as it is. That music, for anyone curious, was from the N64 version of Neon Genesis Evangelion that uses the Mario 64 sound font. This is a real game, I'm not making this up. It's honestly pretty cool. Anyway, I might link a playthrough in the description, just for the fun of it. So, yeah, I mean, G3 Tahoe is out, and this is the version that I've decided is going to be on my shelf. Here he is next to a multi-pack Whisper, for a completely arbitrary size comparison that is difficult to get both of them in shot at once. Half his foot came off, but it's stable enough that apparently he doesn't need it. Okay, cool. Worth knowing. And here's a comparison with the ye old tin of pop, which I believe is the tradition for size comparison with Mecha, and also Ava's. And let's face it, it's not entirely clear what Tahoe is. Is he a machine? Is he organic? Who cares anyway? Articulation then. We have... Well, first things first, we have a loose joint here that I need to do something about. That's an easy enough fix. There's a 1x2 plate here I can swap out for a 1x1 tile and a 1x1 plate and solve all my problems. So, ignoring that then, we have ball joint at the head with pretty good range. We have swivel this way at the shoulders, the butterfly joint, and then a swivel there, and then further down, an outward swivel. The shoulder pad, as a result of the construction, can also swivel, but doesn't really need to. You got full 180 at the elbow, and it can move inwards in case you need to rub your belly. So, wrist You got your old swivel and hinge. I try to stay as close as possible to the Tahu colour scheme while throwing in just as many bits and pieces of Ava as I can. Because, you know, sometimes you just gotta build a crossover thing that doesn't make any sense. Unless you have the context of, yeah, G3 Tahu was revealed kind of when I was watching the rebuild movies, and so this happened. Anyway, swivel at the waist-ish. And no other real torso movement. It's just fold up the arms. Hips are just stud friction. 90 degree at the knee. A little more than 90 if you're careful about it. Go for a more subtle bend. But yeah, basically as much knee articulation as you're likely to need. You got ball joint at the ankle for a really good tilt that the hips can't actually support. Yep, there we go. We're good. And if you kind of pull this down a bit on the pin there, that's for a good backward. And you fold up this piece of armour, a pretty good forward. I prefer to use this more as a more an ankle tilt than anything else, so I just leave it all the way in. Swivel the feet a little more to support this body. And yeah, sometimes you just gotta build something that's just, whoop. That doesn't make sense to anyone who isn't you. And that occasionally pops its own arm off if you're not careful. So, here we go then. Clenching his fist is possibly her fist. Spoilers really, but fuck it, it's been out for long enough. Their fist, let's go with, because what was the HOLOgraphic solution again for Dave Pettit's Sprite Squad? I don't know. Yeah, either way, Tahu's fist is now clenched in a kind of pose that probably doesn't really suit the character, but who cares? This has been Lucas Builds. This has been my little Scrunkly here, my little Scrumblo, Scrunkly Tahu Evangelion. Anyway, yeah, see you next time for instructions for this guy, once I've made that slight adjustment. Bye bye.